Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I decided that instead of doing the meditation, I have so much work to do. We started cleaning out the basement downstairs, and well, of course the basement's downstairs. What a dumb statement that is, but anyway. Um, anyway, we started cleaning out the basement, and I found a bunch of old calendars that that I had bought back when in the early 2000s. There's 2007, there's a 2007, 1999. So, I mean, lots of old calendars. And so I started taking all the pictures from the calendars. And look at this. This is like all the pictures that I have from calendars, teddy bear calendars mostly, but that I've taken apart. So these are just all pictures from these calendars that I have actually used with cutting and making them look nice. You know, making the pictures look nice. And then I even took some like the small pictures, and there are different teddy bear pictures, and it's the same as the bigger ones, but at any rate, so I found these like little tiny pictures, and I thought what I would do is I thought that I would to give my yes no cards a little bit more stability. I thought I would just put them on the yes or no cards. And I don't know which teddy goes on which card and which one's yes and which one's no. That would be like too much memorization. That would be like about as intense as memorizing the tarot. So I just thought that would be kind of cute and everything, and it might give my cards a little bit more stability, and I could shuffle them a little easier. Because what I'm right now trying to figure out how to do is with these yes and no cards, being able to poker shuffle them without any problems or anything like that. So that's what I'm doing. And it's kind of, everything is kind of it's 31 degrees Celsius outside today. At least I think so. Let me check. Uh, Let me see. Weather. Let's see. Weather. Um, I'm not sure where it would be under. No, yeah. Oh, here. Oh, it's 26 degrees Celsius. And that's my husband, hiding behind the sunshine. He's out at the airport today doing some flying, so I'm here alone, which is kind of nice. I get a little bit of time to myself, a little bit of time to pull cards, and a little bit of time to just do stuff without having being interrupted or distracted by whatever. So, at any rate, so there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff happening. Last week I did the Don't Mess with Texas poll to see what would happen with the Texas legislators, and I think, as far as I know, they're still in Illinois, and some are in California, and some of them have gone to New York. So the governors of these blue states are helping them, and I think that's really great. As for the e-files, who the heck knows what's going to happen with that? It seems as though the grand old party has become the Groper Party, and just to put it mildly, and that they have decided that they're going to hitch their wagon to someone who lies incessantly and tells untruths as the evil woman does. But that's their thing, and they're going to have to deal with their karma on that. Um, Other news that's happening. Well, next week is the last week of the summer holidays here. The children get 6 weeks off, and then they go back to school. And right now, our state has one more week of the vacation, and then that will be it. My husband will work for 1 week, and then he will be on retirement. So he will be retiring. And we're both very happy about that. I have a ton and then some housework to do. This place is an absolute mess, and I'm not going to show the camera around to show you how big of a mess it is, because to me, I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to my environment. I like things to be clean. I like things to be neat, and if things are a little bit scattered and cattywampus, then I get like crazy. So that's what's going on here. So I have to get that cleaned up, get that straightened up. I have to finish the calendars and get all the pictures, and then I have to figure out where I'm going to store the pictures. What I thought I would do with these The bigger ones I'm going to use for the yes and no cards because they fit on the cards. And the smaller ones I'm going to put on like birthday or Christmas cards when I do birthday or Christmas cards for people because they're just really cute and everything. So when I do start making cards again, then I have like little pictures and stuff to put on them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to upcycle as much as I can, not throw stuff away, but upcycle it to see if I can, just create things. I've been watching a lot of how-to videos on fabric and on taking old clothes and like making them to something new. I do a lot of things like that, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, trying to just keep busy. The other thing that I wanted to tell you about was I have been having some pretty awful dreams. I mean, just really nightmare dreams. And I saw somebody who was talking astrology a couple of days ago, and they were saying that the dreams that people have are kind of in response to everything that's going on, and things are pretty awful. So the dreams are pretty awful. I actually did have a dream that I was a victim of the R word by the guy in the White House, the big fat orange problem. And that I woke up just completely wrecked. I had no idea what reality was and what fantasy was. And what happened was I went for a walk today and I started talking to my guides and I was just telling them, how I felt about all of that. And I said that I really, really, really was very, very upset about it. And I said, I don't know why I'm having these dreams like that and why this happened. And I was just very, very upset. And my guides came in and they said, well, look, Yvette, the world is in kind of chaos right now. Things are like the energies are all over the place. There's Mercury retrograde going on. There's all this stuff happening, and we are in a time in history where a lot of things will be decided this month. This is what my guides are telling me. That a lot of things will be decided this month. There will be a lot of things coming out this month, and August is going to be huge. Um, They also told me that part of the reason that I'm having these really vivid and very awful dreams is because my subconscious is kind of focused on that to some degree, and that it's going to my subconscious, and which is where my dreams are coming from. So that's when I start dreaming, then it a lot of times it has a lot to do with what my subconscious mind is doing and what my subconscious is kind of contending with. So I am trying to keep myself focused on keeping busy and keeping a positive attitude. And this busy work is a good distraction from everything that's going on. And I think that's what they were kind of telling me. They also told me that it's important for me to understand that when you dream something, and a lot of people are having dreams right now that are really, really, really weird. And it's because of everything being as it is in the world. And this idea of victimization in a dream coincides with the helplessness that we are all feeling during this crazy time in history. So, a lot of times the dreams are very much messages from our subconscious mind or from our guides telling us that we feel helpless, that we feel powerless, that we feel like we have no control over what's going on and what's happening in the world. So, what we have to do is we have to sit down and we have to say, okay, we're going to see what we can do, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through doing tarot, whether it's through uh, pendulums or any other divination tool, but that we have to, do that to to find some kind of center and some kind of balance. And the important thing to remember is that we don't have control over everything that's going on. We only have control over how we respond to what's going on. So when I have these dreams, it's sort of my body saying, I know that this is a dream and I know that this isn't real, that when I wake up that I'll be refreshed and everything. But the dreams are sort of all the negative energy that's kind of coming together and creating this thing that is this negative energy, so embodied with this negative energy. So what we have to do is in our physical reality is we have to find a way to get rid of that negative energy so that we can when we dream at night, that we have positive dreams. Um, the other thing that I had to discuss with them was that a couple of nights ago I had like really scary, just thoughts going through my mind. And sometimes and these thoughts make me worry. They bring me to this point where I start worrying about my husband or about my family or about my friends or about, anything. And what I have to do is I have to find that sort of a balance with myself where I have to say, okay, you trust. When you worry about another person, you have that sense of not trusting them that they're going to handle whatever situation that they're in, whatever they're doing or what have you. So what I was told a few years ago was when I worry about my husband, that means that I am actually trying to control what it is that he's doing. And I can't do that. So by worrying about him, that is a lack of trust in him that he will handle the situation that he faces with the clarity that he needs to face it. So there's a lot of that going on. So this is why the guides are telling me not to worry, to try and just find ways to contend with whatever's going on without worrying about the things that you have no control over or you have no impact on. So what you can do is do the things that you do have an impact on. Um, a lot of times, um, the issue of control is not necessarily about one person controlling another person. It is about how you control what it is you are doing in life and stuff. So that's what they basically told me, and they said that I really needed to focus, not focus necessarily on automatic writing entirely, but focus on the things that are going on around me. See the beauty in the going for a walk, or see the beauty looking down from the seat of an airplane, or see the beauty in the things that are going on around me physically. The the sweetering of birds or the softness of the breeze as it blows and what have you. So there's a lot of things that you can do to find that sort of sense of inner peace that you have to do. And that's what my guides are telling me that I have to do is I have to focus instead of on, oh, I have to do this or I feel obligated to do this or I need to do this, that I actually look for ways um, to focus on just on my own growth and on my own sense of well-being. So that's what's been going on here. Um, I do have my cards here, and I am going to pull cards for this week. And my guides are telling me now that I need to pull the cat tarot. So good that I have my cat tarot box here. So here we go. So we're going to have some fun here with the tarot today. I do have the Gilded Tarot here, and I have my yes and no cards here. So I'm going to see what the Cat Tarot has to tell me about this week. How are things looking for us in general for people this week? How are we contending with everything that's going on? What do things look like for this week? My guides are here. They're giving me nudges and saying, yep, you've got this, you've got this. And here we go. Some cat tarot. Today while I was walking, oh, I have to tell you about something. This is really, really interesting. I was walking. There's a little pond. The other day when I posted the video, that was the pond where we were walking. There's a stream that goes parallel to our apartment. It's about 300 meters from our door, and there's like a rock path that goes all the way around it. And so what I do is when I go walking, I walk all the way around this rock path, and then I make another wide swing around through the neighborhood and then back. And I was on the rock path and I was going to go to the second rock path. And I turned and I kept going down the rock path. And they said, Yvette, go down the street. go down the street. So I turned around and I went back to the street and I walked around by the street. And as I got to the end of the street, um, what I saw was a cat walk across the street. And anybody that knows me knows that I absolutely love cats. And so as I got to the end of the street and I'm walking, I turn and I look and I see him. And he's not he's chilling and he's laying on his, laying on his stomach. So if I had not gone down the street to come back to come back the way that I, to go to make my circle. If I had gone down the path and not down the street, I would never have seen that cat. So, so I was walking and I saw, and I got to the street and then I walked down the street and then as I'm walking, I'm wondering why did my guides tell me to come this way first instead of going down the rock path? They told me to go down by the street. And I said, why is it that they told me? And then I see this doot, 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 and he's darting across the street. And then I reached the gate where he went in, and then I see him, and he's sitting there on his tummy, and he's just kind of chilling. So I was like, oh, this is very cool. So my guides actually told me to go that path first, and then I figured that if I had gone the other path, I would never have noticed him. I would never have noticed him because I wasn't paying really that much attention. So I wouldn't have noticed him at all. So I got to see a kitty that my guides kind of guided me to. So I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, how did things look for us this week? This is the week of August 11th through the or so. Today's August 10th. So how do things look for us this week? How are we going moving forward? How are we doing this week? And they said to stop. Oh, that's not very much shuffling, but they told me to stop. So, okay, so here we go. The moon. And look at him. He's just sitting on the fence and those dogs are howling at him. So maybe we're that cat sitting on the fence. We're sitting there going, yeah, yeah, look at me. I'm good and I'm cool and everything's great. So, ha, ha, ha. And you dogs can just keep howling and keep barking and we're not going to worry about you at all. So there he is. And it's crossed by the Four of Pentacles. And generally, the Four of Pentacles is about the hoarder. It's about the person who's like holding everything. And this cat seems to have all the treats. And he's seemed pretty content with the four treats that he's got. And he's not worried about it. And everything seems to be fine. I think that this is an indicator that although these cards could have a negative feel about it, when you look at the cats seem to be in control. They seem to be in control of the situation that they're in. So maybe we don't need to worry too much about the situation. Okay, it's that way. Okay. And in the immediate past, we have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, I like the Siamese cat. He's so pretty. And I think for us, this is the past. The past needs to be put where it is. Put it in perspective of where it is. And this cat's like saying, you can, you know, you can give me all the treats you want, and I'd be happy with them. But at this point, we just need to accept it as it is. And then we've got and then the Ten of Cups, and this is the happy families. This is yeah, the Ten of Cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, there's 10 of them there. 10 of Cups. And yeah, I had to count the cups because I'm OCD. Had to count the cups here, make sure there were 10 of them there, even though it says a 10 down here at the bottom of the card. But at any rate, this is the happy families. This is the happy people. This is everybody, kind of working together and striving together. The overarching energy is the Five of Pentacles. This is the chaos. This is okay, we've got the good stuff that's going on in our lives. We are doing okay. We have everything in order, but everything that's overarching that is all this chaos that's going on. and all of this confrontation and this stuff that's happening, and the people are not happy, and they're kind of contending with all of this, and they're saying, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to get through all of this? This is what's overarching everything that's going on. We're having the dreams, we are having these things happening, we're having all this stuff going on, and we don't know what to do about it. We're just sitting there, just basically grinding our gears, trying to figure out what to do, and we're not sure. And then we have to just say, you know what? I've got my family. I've got my friends. I've got the people that matter to me. This doesn't matter. And if that person creates chaos, if things create, if these people create the chaos, we've got each other, and that's all that matters. And in the immediate future, we've got this is the Three of Swords, and this, although this picture is adorable and it's really, really cute, we've got the treason, we've got the heartache, we've got the sadness, the sorrow, all of this stuff that's kind of overarching this. We've got this stuff going on, and we have to find a way to work through it. And we have to find a way to, um, we are sad, we are heartbroken, we are disillusioned by everything that's been going on, and we've been put through the ringer emotionally because of all of the things that are happening. But we do have each other, and we are going to come through. Um, the next card is the Seven of Cups. And this is, again, this is the chaos. This is the disorientation. This is all the stuff that's going around away from us, the things that are happening not to us, but around us. And so we know that this is happening, and we know we're seeing this, and we're sitting there and we're going, how are we going to get through this? How are we going to get through all of these things that are going on? But yet we look back and we say, we have this. We have come through. We've come so far. We are not turning back to go a different direction. We are coming through this. And that is the hope that's in all of this. And we have the Queen of Cups. And somebody said that the Queen of Cups is like, I think this is feminine energy, and this is the fairness and the just and the kindness and the hope and the all of the things that we want to see. This feminine energy coming forward and getting rid of this patriarchy, getting rid of this misogyny, getting rid of all of the things that we just cannot and will not deal with anymore. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is the sword of truth. Oh, the kitty's getting his claws snipped. He's got to get his toenails clipped a little bit. But the sword of truth this is about us recognizing the truth for what it is. The truth is going to come out. We are going to get the truth through everything that's going on. We will get the truth. We will see the truth, because nobody can hide the truth from the people. The people are going to find out what's going on. And the final outcome is the I guess this is the Age of Pentacles. And look at him. He's ready to eat. He's ready to have his food. And I think that we will get the news and the information that we need. We will get it. It will come out. The information may not make us happy, but it will make us recognize everything that's going on. We will recognize this ultimately. So when we get the truth, or when the truth does emerge, we're going to be sad. We're going to be, to some extent, we're going to be satisfied by it, because we know that this is what's happening, and this is our this is our home, this is our lives, our country, our livelihoods, etc., etc. So all of these things that are going on, they will we will ultimately see the truth. The truth will come out. We're not going to be sitting there just spinning our gears trying to figure out how to contend with all of this. we will have some enlightenment happening this week, according to these cards. At least that's how I interpret. Somebody else may have a different interpretation completely, but this is for entertainment only, and this is what I'm getting, is that the the week that is coming is going to be hard. It's going to be difficult, but we will hold on to it. The fact that we have each other, and then everything will get better because we are holding on to, that idea that all things will get better. And again, this is the Cat Tarot. This is a really cute deck, and it's really fun to play with. So now I'm going to grab the Gilded Tarot and see what things look like in the U.S. for this week. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in the U.S. I have no idea. But what I do know is that there's a lot of news coming out. A lot of news is happening. A lot of things are breaking, and I think that we are going to get some major breaking news this week. This is what I feel. Let me ask the yes and no cards just for the giggles. Okay, will we have some major breaking news this week and I know that you don't work on Yvette Standard Time, but let's uh, this week, in the coming days, will we have some breaking news? Will we have some breaking news in the coming days? Okay. No, we won't. Okay. So they don't work on Event Standard Time. Okay, so what will happen this week? What will happen this week? What will happen this week, if anything? Okay, the card says no, but what will happen this week? What are we going to get this week? Are we going to get anything new this week? Anything new coming down the pike this week? Anything new about the big fat orange problem coming down the pike this week? Let's see. Anything new coming down the pike this week? Anything new coming down the pike this week? Whoops! And that's not from my guides. They didn't say that card was important. And if it is, then it'll come back up. Anything new coming down the pike this week? Anything new this week? Good. Oops! One of my teddy bear cards just fell. Oh, there we go. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles. This is a big fat orange problem. Hoarding money, hoarding power, hoarding whatever it is that he can get his grubby little fingers on. Okay. It's crossed by the sun. This is enlightenment. This is the news that I think something is going to come up this week. I think giving these two cards, I think is because this is him, and then this is what's crossed with the sun. The sun is enlightenment. This is probably the most positive card in the tarot, and it is about enlightenment. It's bringing things to light, bringing news to light, things coming to light, people seeing the light. So Berkeley, the truest enlightenment card that I've ever seen. Underlying the energy is the Six of Swords, and this is new journeys, new beginnings, new journeys, new beginnings. It could also mean going up the river, but just depending on how you view that. But I think that in this instance, with regards to the big fat orange problem, I think that this is like saying that his days are numbered as far as his power grabs and all of these things that are going on. Because we've got all the stuff that's happening in Texas, and we have all this, and he did not anticipate that he figured that the Democrats were just going to roll over and play dead. He did not anticipate that the Democrats were going to fight. And that's exactly what the Democrats are doing. And it's really surprising that they're fighting, because usually they just cry uncle and they roll over. And it's really, really discouraging to a lot of people that the Democrats are so willing to give up their power to this menace, and not be willing to fight. And so I think he's becoming surprised that people are actually willing to fight against him and against his ideas. In the past, Five of Pentacles. This is being outside. This is being like isolated. And this is being left in the, left out, like just the isolation. The Five of Pentacles is the isolation, is being left out. And as you see on the card, you have the church window, what looks like the church window here, and you have the two people outside, and they're not happy. If you look at their faces, they're not happy at all. This is isolation. This is how it is to be isolated from everybody else. Overarching energy is temperance. And temperance is, I think this is like the government doing its thing. And I think people in the government that are fighting against him, people in the government are fighting against this, and people are listening. They're listening to them. And I think that this could be like the California governor. This could be the Illinois governor. This could be the governor of New York. This could be these legislators from Texas. This could be anybody who's basically willing to fight or go toe-to-toe with the big fat orange problem. And the interesting thing is how much orange there is in this picture, in this image. And yet this is the people that are going against him. And the other thing that I find interesting about it, because everybody calls him Orange and Big Fat Orange Problem, or Felon 47, whatever. They call him all these different. They have all these little spitz. In German, we say Spitznamen, which is like nicknames for him. But the fact that the card has so much orange in it, it's like maybe it's somebody like saying, let's take back orange as a color, because my orange was my grandmother's favorite color. And in this instance, orange is kind of considered a negative, has a kind of a negative feel to it because of this orange menace, this problem that people have. So I think it's really interesting that this card is orange, or it has lots of orange in it. But anyway, that's just me. That's just an observation. But anyway, in the immediate future, Five of Wands. David and Gary call this the Hillbilly Brawl card. And this is infighting. This is the, you've got all of this stuff going on in Texas right now with the Texas legislators, and then you've got Republican parties in other states who are infighting because of what's going on in Texas. So it's like it's turning into a Republican versus Republican thing, because these people in these blue states that are Republican, they're saying, "Oh my God, we're in trouble if Gavin Newsom does this in California, and he's actually pulling the ball in motion to have a vote on it in November, which I think is awesome." And I think, unlike a lot of people, I think that them that what Gavin Newsom is doing is very meticulous. It's very smart. He's not saying we're just going to do tit for tat. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's doing tit for tat, and that's just not right, and he should do something else." But the thing is, he's going to the voters directly in California, and he's saying, "Look, we've got this issue. We don't want to contend with all of this. We want you to vote on whether or not we should move forward with this." And that's what he's doing. And that's the difference between what Gavin Newsom is doing and what, say, the governor of Texas is doing. So I think he's brilliant. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Do I think he could be next president? I don't know. I don't know if he'd be really wanting to do that. Let me ask the yes and no cards, though. Does Gavin Newsom want to be U.S. president? Does Gavin Newsom want to be U.S. president? Newsom want to be U.S. president? Yes. Okay, there you go. Okay, but at any rate, you've got in the immediate future, you've got the Five of Wands, and you've got this infighting going on, and you've got these people saying, "Hey, you know what? We don't want you to do this, because this could hurt us big time," but it's a response to what's going on in Texas. So Gavin Newsom is very, very clever, and he's very, very smart with this. He's not doing tit for tat. If he was, he would be doing it exactly the same way that the Texas governor is doing it. But he's not. He's doing it in a very meticulous way, and he's saying, okay, we're going to go to the voters and we're going to ask the voters what they want. And that's the difference. That's the underlying difference between these two men. Okay. And the next card we got is the Chariot. And the Chariot is like, I always think of the slow motion train. It's not yet coming into the station, but it's getting close. And the Chariot is moving but not moving. So will this move ahead? Will the Four of Pentacles president get what he wants? Probably not. The next card is the Queen of Pentacles. This is how the people see, um, how the people view this person. I think this is how you view yourself, and this is how others see you. And the Queen of Pentacles is, I believe, I think this is the California governor. This is the people in Illinois, in the Texas legislators. These people are the ones holding everything, and they're the ones who have the back. Hopes and fears is the Seven of Swords, and this guy's trying to collect all of his swords, but he can't because his arms are full. So he's got too much on his plate, and I think that this is in reference to the man in the White House, and also the man in the Capitol building in Texas. Final outcome, Four of Swords. People are ready. People are ready. They're ready to fight. They're ready to expose this person, this president, and this governor in Texas for who they are, and they are willing to lay down for the principles that they believe and hold dear. And I think that this is a great outcome for the people from Texas, the legislators in Texas. Then we got the Nine of Swords, which is sleepless nights and concern and worry. Knight of Swords, Seven of Wands. And this guy looks like he's defending himself and trying to, but not working very well. It's not working very well at all. And the Knight of Swords, this guy's ready to go into battle. He's really ready to do the thing that he has to do to fight for what he believes in. And finally, the Queen of Swords. And somebody says that this is the Kamala Harris card, or but I think that this is the outcome of this is. I think for the people in power, I think that they're getting a rude awakening right now, and they're finding out that what they're doing is not good, and what they are doing to the people is not good. And I think that this is where the I just mixed up these cards really bad. Okay, but I think that this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back, if you will, with regards to people, and their response to everything that's going on. So that's what I got. Not sure. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I've got some hope that things will get better, and that we will have a good week. And I'm hopeful that this is. Oh, I just mixed up these cards wrong again. Oh well, I'll sort them out later. But anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I'm going to try and do the meditation tomorrow and be back on for tomorrow to do the meditation. Right now it's just too hot to do much of anything. I'm going to have to turn the fan back on in a minute because I'm like starting to sweat like crazy. And yeah, hope you have a great Sunday. Hope the weather's nice where you are, and I hope that you hang in there. This is not an easy time right now that we're in, but it will get better. We just have to keep the faith that everything will be okay, and that we will get through all of this. But the fact is, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and we're kind of in the middle of it. So I hope you have a great day. Take care. Look out for yourself. Stay hydrated, and I'll be back on tomorrow. Take care, and as always, namaste.